this for a while. You should be able to play a gosh
It's
damn
meant to
game.
be. You should, and I agree. But I totally understand where they're kind of like, this game is its purpose of the game is to be a social type of game. You know what I mean? Like it's meant to be played with friends. Like that doesn't make it okay that it's not at all
I do
online,
agree with
you know
you
what
on
I mean?
that, but I want to point out how much marketing Division said it has single player.
I don't remember any marketing that had single player.
You know, maybe it's in my job, but single player was definitely advertised.
I mean, because you can play that game. It's like Destiny, man. Like you can play it alone,
but it's not fun.
Better with
but
friends,
what I'm saying is you can't play it.
You can
offline.
play.
You
can play Star Wars Battlefront
You can play this
alone.
alone, and it's not as good. But you can't play it alone offline. So why?
Battlefront
not,
would be
though?
a good
Why
example
not?
of why would what would people would have been up in arms if Battlefront was where you cannot play online. I mean, cannot play
Offline?
without an internet connection. Because you
Oh,
can
I mean,
still
because
play.
originally
you can
that
still
game was
play.
you were allowed to play just alone.
Can
you
you
know?
play it offline?
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure you can. I know there's a single player element, not a campaign, just a single player like.
I know.
bots
Yeah,
versus
I
bots
know.
with
I
you
do
in there,
understand that, but is that offline? I don't know. I actually
I haven't
don't
tried
know the answer
that, but
to
you
that.
should be able to.
Well, that's what I'm
if
saying.
you
You
cannot play that,
should.
then that's even more BS. You should be able to, but these
Exactly.
companies are going
But
that way, and that
exactly.
irks me.
It
that
irks a
irks me.
lot of people.
That-
Are you kidding me? With so many people come to me and ask me for local co-op things, and like just the other day, I had someone call me and say I have to return Division. I didn't know it was online only. I don't have online, and I mean, hey, you should have done some research on this game. Probably a little bit of research would have let you know it was an online game. But you know, that that aside. Like, why can't Division is a game you should be able to play offline unless it does. Do you think maybe it needs the cloud servers for loading the city?
That's another question.
It
I
might
like.
need the cloud servers for like randomization as far as like some enemies go. You know what I mean? Like
I don't know.
that doesn't justify it per se, but it makes more sense with that. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
but yeah, like so. My issue with these online games is that I'm the kind of person who I like to think if I want to play this again in 5-10 years, I want to be able to do that. Even if it's just for like an hour, I just want to, you know, if I feel like I want to play that, I want to play that. I will not have that option, and that upsets me.
Yeah.
That is a big problem.
And the fact that once you purchase a game digitally, at this time, I know there's been rumors of it possibly changing. At this time, you cannot trade it in or anything like that. It's the
Well, that's a digital
I thought they were
game.
talking about. I thought they were
they are
talking
talking about
doing
it.
like a trade-in.
They are talking about it. I don't know if that's anything's gonna happen.
Well,
of it,
okay,
but
so
it is being talked
first
about.
of all, let's all right, let's go into that discussion. So it was leaked that Microsoft was sending these emails to people asking if they would consider doing this, where you would get 10% back if you traded in your game. To the validity of that, I don't know how legit that is, but it was leaked and it was talked about, and it's believable. So yeah,
Small
we all
amount, but it
believe
is
It's-
believable.
And so let's take a look at that. For Americans at least, average price of a game is $64.19 after tax. So, well, okay, that's New Jerseyans.
Of
I'm
a
sorry.
new game.
Yeah, I was like,
GameStop employee at work right now.
But so in America, your game is roughly $60. So that means you will get about $6 back. Now, that's not a lot. Like, I want to point
You
out
never
how
get much
crap
anyways
people,
for trade-ins compared to you used to
but
anyways, so.
people like
10
I
years
don't
ago, you
want-
got a lot more for your money than you do
I don't want
nowadays, I
people
feel
to
like, for
pretend
used
like
games.
that's a lot of money. Like I feel like what's gonna happen is people are gonna be happy about that, and they're gonna pretend like GameStop still doesn't give crap. I'm like, you just got $6. But you know that.
I mean, $6
aside,
is shit though. Like that's a.
Well,
that,
that's
I think
that's my
I don't
point.
know.
That's my point.
Like,
That's
would it give you a
nothing.
credit or your money back? You know what I mean? Like it's.
I'm the kind of person I would rather hold on to the game for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
For $6
I
back.
agree.
Unless it was just a
As
really
you ironically
crappy
work
game.
at GameStop.
Well, yeah. no,
unless it's
well,
like
I
in the
don't- I
case
don't
of
trade games in.
Thief, oh my god, I was so pissed off with the game, I traded it in.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I want my money back.
Yeah, or the
now.
case
I
of
want my money
Division,
back now.
I would trade that in.
Like, I was, no, I wouldn't. I was
I
severely
would. I'm
disappointed
just saying
with
I
Thief.
would. And then, you know, or if it was a game like Division or Destiny and it had reached that time where the servers were off, if I could still trade in the digital copy for $6, that'd be good. Because it literally has no use and it cannot have a use. So in that case, it would be good. But I don't...
Kelsey, get the apple?
I don't know. I'm not a fan of people being able to... Well, honestly, I don't really care one way or the other if people can trade in their digital games. It would hurt GameStop, but at the same time, I just like, you know, I'm not gonna be that biased in this conversation where, you know, GameStop is all that matters. If people want to trade in digital games, they can trade in digital games. I don't know. Do you guys think it would work? Would you like it? Like, I don't know. Let's hear some feedback.
I would be open. I would be. How should I word this? I feel like it would be a step forward in terms of not of them saying that you bought the digital copy, you're stuck with it. I think that's a step forward in that respect. You don't have to just be as afraid to buy a digital copy of a game and not have to be worried you're not going to like it. I mean, as much, like, you're still probably going to make it, if you don't like the game, you've made a bad investment, but you get a minute amount of your money back. I feel like that would help a little bit with digital sales in the long run.
Let me ask you this. Instead, I'm not saying I'm saying instead of being able to trade it in, what if they had a return policy like Steam, where you get like an hour to play it, and if you really don't like it, I think that would be pretty interesting.
Well, or you could just go back to where you had back on the 360, where you could play a demo all the time for most games.
At the same time, though, that
you could go back to that. You could go back to that.
You could, but it requires more work.
Or you could do what EA is doing with EA Access with a 10-hour free trial.
Yeah, I love that.
Or maybe not as long, but I'm just saying you could do something a little bit, like if you're not paying anything, maybe like a 1 or 2 hour trial or something. But I mean, just as an example, that is something that they're doing really well to help people who never aren't sure they want to spend $60
trial, that's
on.
the same thing as what I just said. Have a return policy up to an hour. Like, if you can get all your money back, that's the same thing as a trial.
Well, I'm saying instead of just having a return policy is paying $60, just be able to play the game.
Like a full refund return policy,
an hour.
Like,
I'm saying a full refund return policy after an hour of, within an hour of playing.
Well, I feel like instead of just having to buy the game,
what is
do like what you're doing
what is
with
GameStop's
EA
return
Access,
policy?
is what I'm getting at.
Don't freaking open a new game.
that's their return policy. If it's open, you can't return it.
Unless it's like not working, unless the disc doesn't work.
On
got
the record, on the podcast, yes, the official return policy is once it's if it's a brand new game and you open it, then we cannot return it.
Unless there's something wrong with the disc.
No, because you did something to the disc.
Like there's like a 7-day warranty if the disc doesn't work or something.
That's pre-owned.
I thought they had
that's why
well.
pre-owned is awesome, because it's got that awesome return policy.
I thought there was also some
No.
for the
No,
new ones
because
as
I
well.
can't
Could've
sell-
sworn I said that someone
The
told me
reason is
that.
because I can't sell.
Maybe
new
it's a
again
manufacturer's
if
warranty,
it's
not a
now
GameStop
open.
warranty. Maybe that's
Yeah,
what
good
it is.
good luck with that. A manufacturer's warranty.
Well,
Anyway,
I don't know,
anyway.
okay,
It,
yeah,
you know,
anyway.
it can get more complicated, and it's not as hard. It doesn't have to be as harsh as I just made it sound, but you know, for podcast and record sake, that's my answer.
He'll talk to you about it.
Watch out. I'm sorry. I'm totally lost. What were we talking about?
We were talking about pre-owned games, not pre-owned games,
No,
but like
digital
game trials, digital
all right.
trials. Like I was gonna say, like
did
what I was
anyone
saying
have
is
any else?
instead
Yeah.
of purchasing, like I was saying, like instead of getting a return policy for a digital game, it's just better if you can just play the game for a full hour, and then if you don't like it, you don't have to go to this. You can just say no to the screen that asks, "Do you want to purchase the game?" Now that your trial is over. Just go back to that model. You don't have to have a return policy. Generally speaking, you'll know within an hour or so if you're going to like a game or not. Is that a fair?
Yeah,
Is
I
that
mean,
a fair statement?
An hour, I would give maybe a
Maybe
24,
two,
I don't
depending
know,
on what
24,
kind of
yeah.
game. But generally,
Because some
well,
games,
about an
some games
hour or
have
so,
like
you'll know
stupid long
what's
intros where
going
you
on.
don't get to anything, you know.
Yeah, but you
So that's why
generally
I'm
know
like-
roughly what's going on.
Well, it depends on. I mean, it would have to depend on
It's
the
a
game.
very
It would
general
have to
statement I'm
depend on the
making.
game.
I'm, yeah, like I said, it's a very general statement.
But I mean, I'm not a fan of people who want free stuff all the time, like because they don't understand that a business needs money. If someone makes something good, you should support them. So like when you
no doubt.
when you say free trials as opposed to a return policy, I would rather have a return policy, because if you want your money back, just make the effort to say I don't want this. You don't have to get a free demo, because what you're doing by having a free, well, okay, well you're
Well, not
saying
necessarily
trial,
a
right?
demo,
Not a
just
demo,
free
right?
full.
Okay, yeah, because
Yeah, trial,
I don't
just
like
like
the
sort of
demo
like what's with
argument,
the EA
because that
access.
requires them to do
Or-
more
or
work.
demos
and
would be
that's
nice
more
too, though,
money
but-
that they. Yeah, but that requires them to do more work, and that's and
I don't feel like
it's
it is.
more
Just pull a
risk
level out of the
because-
campaign and be done with it.
I mean, I promise you, it's got to be more complicated than that. I obviously don't know
I'm
all the
sure it
details,
is.
but I'm sure it's more complicated than that. But in terms of a trial,
Can't get me.
let me think about that. In terms of a trial, I mean, I do like what EA
Don't forget
Access
about
is
me!
doing.
Come back.
Oh my god. In terms of EA Access, I do like what they're doing.
They're doing a lot of really
yeah,
good
the
things.
the trial could work, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, I think a return policy is just fine and dandy. I don't think a trial is needed, but
Yeah.
a trial is
It's
for lack of
useful.
better,
it allows
it is
you to have
a
a better
more
idea of what the game's going to
friendly,
be like.
a friendly way of doing things.
It's a better way of knowing what a game's going to be like if you're on the fence about if you're going to want to play it or not.
Yeah. Good.
No,
Just so
I
something
agree,
like
but
trial could
a
also be
demo. There's a
considered-
difference between like a demo and a trial, though. You know what I mean? Because like
I mean,
a trial
demo-
really
No, no, no,
lets
okay,
you,
demo-
gives you
demo
time.
was off
you
the
know what I
table.
You
mean?
could even argue
Demo is
a
off the
beta
table.
could
We're
be a
not
trial.
talking. We're not talking. You could argue that, and loosely is, but okay. Demo is off the table. What we're discussing is trial versus return policy, and
Okay.
I would argue a return policy is a trial. Like that's honestly what I say to my customers all the time about with pre-owned, is like it's basically try before you buy, even though you're technically buying first, because you have that comfy, lenient for GameStop at least. It's very lenient, a whole freaking week to return it if you don't like it. You could beat the game and return it. And so like that is a great return policy. And so Like just it's the same thing except a little bit shorter of a time, but still, like you can try it, and then it. Oh, I got kicked from the party. Am I here?
Anubis, you in here?
Yep. Thank you. All right. Sorry about that little disconnection there. Everyone, include your audio again if you can. My game is getting some serious lag.
Yep, mine's